Here we go, Greg Thompson, SWH podcast number 27, coming to you straight here from Long Island, New York. Big news this week. Greg Thompson became a dad, first-time father. Congratulations again, Greg. How's it going over there in Babyland?
Oh man, I wish I would have took the advice of people. Get your sleep now while you can. Yeah, there's been some sleepless nights, but it's a great feeling, and it's exciting. So it's totally worth it. Got bags under my eyes, but it's all well worth it, Tim, as you know.
Yeah, well, and you're not even anywhere near anything yet to even comment, really, I guess, because you don't know how worth it is or isn't worth it. But you've like I said, if it wasn't birth control being at my house 5 days a week with 3 kids running around over all these years, I don't know what could have persuaded you. So
yeah, so we're lucky enough to have a little girl, named Paisley. So yeah, I mean, we went in, we were there for two days or so, not even, and we got home on Tuesday. Went in late Sunday, Sunday afternoon, and it was a Columbus Day baby. So 1:44 a.m. So that's when the fun started.
Oh yeah,
with our new Joy. So it was exciting. Still is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a COVID world thing or a millennial thing, but when my first was born, that night I left my wife at the hospital. She was like, "Leave me the F alone. Get out of here." Baby went in the nursery. I went home, met a few buddies at a nice pub, had a nice fun night, passed out. Still don't remember half of that night, but I know we had a lot of laughs that night, exciting for the first one.
Yeah.
But you got stuck in a hospital for 2.5 days, not leaving and whatnot. So
yeah,
I don't know if your wife put the handcuffs on you or the hospital wouldn't let you leave, but either way, you were stuck there for 2 days, not getting much sleep. So now you get home and you're exhausted already, and then the fun begins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't leave the room. I couldn't leave the hospital. So it was rough. But we made the best of it, and like I said, it's all well worth it, Tim. So finally home.
Yeah, I know Greg's going to be a great father. One, he comes from an awesome family. Two, he's learned from the best, watching me every day for the last 10 years, parent my kids. So I know Paisley's in good hands for sure.
Yeah.
And it'll be exciting time for sure for all of us. I know my kids are excited. My wife's excited. Every second asking about it, talking about it. So definitely exciting times in State Wars hockey land.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We had 3 girl names picked out. Going in, we didn't know the sex of the baby. So, going in, we had about 3-4 names for girls and 2 for boys. And, we really had no idea what we were going to name the baby if it was a girl. Mm-hmm. So we were watching TV before birth, and I don't know if you saw the Peyton Manning and Brad Paisley commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on a bunch.
And when you say Paisley, that's all I think of is Brad Paisley when you say
yeah. So and I never really thought about that. So we're watching TV, and it was in the background, whatever, and all of a sudden you hear Paisley. So we knew then, that was the name we were going with. It was just, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had such a hard time with names, I remember, because every name my wife would mention, it reminded me of something,
Exactly.
Peyton was one of our names, and I always thought of Peyton Manning. I'm not having a girl, I think of Peyton Manning, And actually, like you, I didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl either. Or, Mallory, she liked them. Like, I remember Mallory from Family Ties, an old TV show back in the 80s. I'm not doing that, So every name thought of something, or it's an ex-girlfriend, or some guy you can't stand, or what teacher you hated, or something. So it's so hard. So at the end of the day, it was kind of like, you figure it out and you pick it, because I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we went through too. She's a teacher, so she deals with a lot of different students. So she's like, oh, that reminds me of a student of mine. Or, we have a ton of friends, having babies now too. So it gets a little difficult at times because everyone's picking different names. But
I guess it's like wearing the same dress as somebody else. A woman can't name the same name as her friend just named her baby, right?
Yeah, exactly. But everyone's doing well, and now it's just a lot of learning.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's cool.
Sure. Well, congratulations again to you and Amy and your families and stuff. It's exciting.
Thank you.
Can't wait to meet Paisley.
Yeah, cutie.
But, here at my house, something that just drives me crazy, Greg, so we had a cleaning girl come today. Once a week we have a girl come to our house and help out a little bit. And, last night, as always happens, my wife turned into a drill sergeant, and it's basically she gives orders to me and the 3 kids about everything we got to clean up because the cleaning girl's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I'm in the room. I think I cleaned more last night than the cleaning girl did today. And it's mind boggling to me. And even my kids look at me like, Dad, why the hell do we got to clean up everything? The cleaning girl's coming tomorrow, So, and then I woke up this morning to a note because my wife leaves early in the morning before I get up with the kids. And the note was basically, make sure you put this away, make sure you put these coats away, make sure. And I'm like, holy cow, like this cleaning girl thing, it's exhausting.
I know. When I was with my mom, living at my mom's house, same deal. We got to clean up, we got to do this, we got to do that. Well, what's the cleaning woman for?
Yeah.
She's got the bleach out and everything. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
Right. And I find myself, I was like a robot this morning. I'm putting away socks, I'm folding shirts, I'm putting them away, I'm cleaning up the room, I'm picking up paste, I'm taking my toothpaste, making sure I tuck it away somewhere. Like I'm cleaning up the whole bathroom.
You're cleaning for the cleaning lady.
Yeah, no, it's just,
I know.
It cracks me up, But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're dealing with. But yeah, no, great stuff though. We got an exciting episode today. We got Coach Dino Virone from Wheel Talk. I got to ask him. I don't know if it's Wheel Talk New York, Wheel Talk. I get confused with these names. There's so many things going on right now. We're going to get to the bottom of it with Coach D about Wheel Talk.
We got a couple tweets on that as well because people are a little confused. What's Wheel Talk New York, and so we gotta ask them. Get down.
I got a text a little earlier from Jimmy Lynch. Has some questions he wants to ask. Richie Morato's got some questions for Coach D. So we got to get to the bottom of some stuff with him. So excited to have him on, and he's an old-time friend of Greg's. We got to ask him if he ever thought Greg would have a kid. So that'll be a good question for an old school friend, Dino Virone. So he'll be on in a few. He's in the waiting room right now waiting. We got the game today, PAMA Pro Playback, the Mission Labeda Snipers, Alkali ISCA Grizzlies round robin matchup. It's actually, we still have to do a rink rat envious game. They'll be the last team because we had an odd number of teams, and we'll cover next week their game, an amazing game against the Tor Mudcats. But we kind of did everyone's first game the first day, and it wasn't the most exciting game, Snipers Grizzlies. As you know, it's kind of uncomfortable, like watching our own team play and critiquing our own guys, and it's a weird scenario, but it wasn't a crazy game. We critique our team. It wound up being a pretty lopsided game in the end, but we'll get to rip on the Snipers much later in a couple of weeks when we watch the Tor Roadrunner game or the Black Ice playoff game with them.
Yeah.
When they lost a couple games in a row. But this game was, definitely not the most exciting game for me rewatching it. But we have a lot of moments that we could talk about. And I think a lot of these things are correctable for the ISCA Grizzlies if they want to get to the next level from watching the game. Yeah,
for sure. And honestly, I've been kind of cooped up and busy with the baby, so I didn't rewatch the game. I did play in it, but I didn't get a chance to rewatch the game. But I'm looking forward to seeing some of the highlights that you picked out, and so we can go over it for sure.
Great. I think I see some cobwebs on that Peloton back there. You better get going there. I see the water bottle. I think it's still taped to the container, the holder right there. So you better get on that.
I think so too. Yeah, we had a lot of baby stuff in here, but now that it's gone, we got to go full force now. Get back in action. Got to get back into my Orange Theory routine and get going here.
And you have plenty of time to watch shows now, Greg, because you could sit there, pretend you're just doing it to feed the baby, and you just watch shows or whatever, and she'll fall asleep in your arms. So, any shows you're watching right now?
There was a couple we were watching. I don't know if you ever watch Schitt's Creek, but they have
just won a ton of awards at the Emmys and stuff.
Yeah, they got the new season out, so we've been watching that. There was some chick flick show, something Emily in Paris or something like that. Okay. I don't know. We watched that, and that's really it. But I saw Dexter's coming out with another season.
Yes, that's awesome. And our boy Dexter from our staff will be excited, I'm sure, as well.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even let me know about that.
Anything new on your front? Any shows?
Yeah, unlike you, I'm not going to say we watched and we watched. I think it's so cute. You're still in that honeymoon stage.
Oh, I have my own shows as well, Tim.
Okay, because now it's going to be I'm watching the show while she's sleeping, and then she's watching while I'm sleeping. I'm just going to turn into for you. But me, my wife and I think the last show my wife and I watched together,
Dawson's Creek.
I think it was like Survivor season 2 or whatever. It's been about 17 years since we watched a TV show together. But I told you Yellowstone, which was awesome. Anyone who hasn't watched Yellowstone, get it, watch it today. Mm-hmm. And then now I've been watching Succession, which, a buddy of mine had told me to watch. AJ Penicky had told me to watch months and months ago, maybe a year ago at ice hockey. And I just never got around to it. It's an HBO show, 2 seasons deep. I finished the first season. Now I'm on to season 2. And when I tell you, Greg, you got to watch Succession.
Yeah.
It's a show.
I heard it's really good. I want to get on that as well, for sure. Amy's father watches Yellowstone, and I've heard great things from him and you. So I have to start from season 1 though. Is there 3 seasons on that one?
Yellowstone, they're through 3. I think the 4th one's being, everything's gotten, all these shows have gotten backed up now with filming because of the stupid COVID, right? So, but yeah, they're 3 seasons through. Yellowstone, it kind of reminds me, like I told you, I think last week, it's kind of like an Ozark to me a little bit, but a little different, but on a ranch and whatnot, but kind of similar in a lot of ways with just all the action and the violence and stuff. And Succession's more about a family. It's a billionaire family, and they're like media moguls and all the politics that goes on to media, which is very, funny what's going on in the world today with the media. I got to actually be careful on Facebook today. I don't want to, shut us down because we said something that someone doesn't like on Facebook or Twitter. They've been known to do that recently. But it's a pretty good show, Succession.
What's that on?
HBO.
HBO. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, I had to go back and do a trial of HBO, whatever, to get the first season or what, because I'm even on the regular demand right now. But definitely worth watching for sure. I know your taste. You'll definitely like it a lot.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Looking forward to it. I need some new shows.
Actually, pretty funny too. I don't think it's supposed to be a comedy at all. It's not a comedy, but it's definitely Macaulay Culkin's brother. I don't know if his name is Kieran or whatever. He's one of the actors on. He's really funny.
Cool.
Because there's a bunch of siblings and they all battle, and it's about like who's gonna take over for the dad, and a lot of, it gets pretty dark, but it's a lot of dark scenarios with people going behind each other's back and business type stuff. You deal with so much money and everything. And I always like seeing how the rich people live, right? It's kind of like watching Billions, right? It's always fun seeing what kind of cars they're driving. They're driving helicopters here. What kind of meals they're eating, what restaurants they're going to. It's always fun to live in their world for an hour watching the show.
Yeah, like Entourage, right? I used to love watching Entourage.
Yeah,
that's. Would you say it's like top 1, top 2 shows of all time?
I love Entourage.
Yeah.
I mean, I have shows that I put in like great shows as far as just the show itself, how like Breaking Bad or Sopranos, how well it's written and win awards. And then you got Entourage, which to me is if I just want to look at beautiful chicks and rich people and laugh and just be entertained, I'll take Entourage all day long. And I like Billions as well for that same reason.
Yeah, 2 great shows. Love Entourage. I always try to watch old episodes here and there. Such a good show. Been actually watching The Office a lot too, like going to bed, like falling asleep to The Office. It's
the old Office is funny. Steve Carell's hilarious.
Hysterical. So
Brian
good.
Higney just wrote, Greg, time to shave that beard. So
I know. I actually wanted to, but got a little caught up in things.
He's a little busy right now, Higgs. He's breastfeeding. He's changing diapers. He's doing a lot right now.
Yeah, we all can't be out in Vegas, Higgs.
We'll see. Higgs, next week, Greg will show up. We'll have a beard down to here, and he'll still be complaining about how busy he is. So
exactly.
You know how it is. Everyone has a kid. It's the first person on earth to have a child. So we'll hear all the horror stories over the next few weeks from GT.
Yeah, no, I mean, just being a realist, it's tougher than I thought, honestly. Stuff you don't think about. And, once we get the rhythm going, a little routine and schedule, I think it's going to be a lot better. So
yeah, that'll be great. Big shocker. Otto thinks Sopranos is the best show of all time. A big shock that the Jersey guys want Sopranos, right?
Yeah, is he a New York guy or a Jersey guy? I don't know these days.
Grizzlies, Empire, Jersey, New York. We don't know what Otto's doing. But we'll get him on here one day, and we'll talk to him too. Get him on the hot seat.
Oh yeah. get him on.
All right. Speaking of the hot seat, let's bring on Coach D, Dino Virone, Wheel Talk, and we'll find out what's going on in his world right now. And while we're bringing him on, let's hear from the voice of State Wars, PJ Cavalla.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is PJ Cavalla, the voice of State Wars Hockey, and you are watching the SWH podcast brought to you by Glass Half Full Productions. Thank you to all of our amazing sponsors, Mission Bauer, Tour, Alkali, Labeda, Rink Rat, Conix, Warrior, Monkey Sports, Yord Watches, Car Shield, Rocket Puck, Wraparound, and Top Shelf Targets. We look forward to seeing you all on the rink soon.
Sorry for that delay there, Coach D. We got a lot of sponsors at State Wars Hockey. It takes a little while to get that intro off.
Yeah, when you're as big as you, it's a good thing.
Hey, we got to redo that. We got to add still mat to this now, our official floor that we showcase at the PAMA Pro at State Wars this year. And, Wheel Talk's another partners are. So I almost wore that Wheel Talk shirt today, Greg. So
good thing we didn't.
Yeah, it would be a little awkward. It's kind of like naming a kid after one of your friends, Greg, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's going on there, Coach D?
Hey, just first of all, congratulations, GT. God bless Amy and little baby Paisley. Can't wait to meet her.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, everything's going well,
What are you ever down for a nap right now?
Yeah, I think it's almost feeding time.
There you go.
Missing out on the first feed, my first feed. So, but yeah.
First of many, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. But,
so, D, before we get into Wheel Talk, I got to ask you, you've known Greg since you're little kids. Do you ever think you'd see the day where this guy would have a kid of his own?
I mean, honestly, I think we all thought he had a couple kids roaming around in different places, but
yeah,
just thinking of Greg settling down and being a dad, it never thought of something that made sense. But looking at him now, he's a perfect candidate to be a brand new father, and he's going to be great at it.
I think we know that for sure.
And I think he's got a good role model in Tim and being a daughter dad.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why you see this gray hair, D. 10 years ago, this thing was jet black. So, Greg's
I'm not losing it just yet.
Greg's going to be losing a little more.
Yeah,
he's going to look like Coach D after about a year or two. Trust me.
Especially during the teenage years, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So D, let's talk a little bit about Wheel Talk. So we were honored to have Wheel Talk at State Wars this summer. Basically unveiled the product, nationally, I would say, at State Wars. During the PAMA Pro division, you did a lot of cool stuff there during that division and whatnot. So first and foremost, how did it feel for you to be at State Wars, to be a big part of that during the PAMA Pro Invitational at that awesome arena for Wheel Talk?
I mean, honestly, the arena was awesome. It couldn't have been a better introduction to Wheel Talk. It's a professional-looking stadium. We had a nice suite where we set up overlooking the whole rink. And all the guests we had were the top of the top professionals. So everything was great. I mean, it was unbelievable to be a part of. Couldn't have asked for anything better for the start.
Awesome. So, we have a lot of viewers at home. Each one of these podcasts, we usually get about 2,000 views when it's all said and done. So, if someone's living under a rock and they don't know about Wheel Talk yet, tell us a little bit about what is Wheel Talk and what you guys are doing right now.
So Wheel Talk was like an idea. We always, I was talking about different things, podcasts, different things. And during quarantine, we were a little bored. And I talked to a friend of mine, Nick Pernito, who's our producer. And he came for a ride to New York City with me and a couple of friends. And we did a little video, kind of just messing around, kind of like Cali Street Hockey does with their videos. And once we saw the quality that we could produce, we thought it'd be a good idea to try to bring roller hockey a little more professional look. So, credit to Roller Dad News and all the things that they do as far as information and the news on roller hockey. They're amazing. But no one ever really shows the sport of roller hockey in a professional manner. So we wanted to kind of try to do that. NHL Network and Kevin Weeks coming for his job next. But, we wanted to look like that. Wanted to have some roundtable, nightly discussions, some pre and post game interviews. And, as we move forward, we're going to do some different things, try some things out. But it was a great start and a great, chance to get our feet wet. Definitely was nervous at start, but the guys made it easy. And, you were there for one. It took about 1,000 takes to say goodbye on the one take. It's a learning process. So we're getting there.
No, for sure. And, you guys did a great job. And obviously under, COVID and all this other stuff we had to deal with this year, it was, not the normal year for you guys, to have to do that for the first time. So, you know, it wasn't easy, right?
No, not at all. I mean, we had a producer back out last minute, an editor back out last minute. So our cameramen were kind of doing double duty. So it was a lot, you know, but as far as for someone like me who loves hockey, roller hockey, being at the rink from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every night, watching just pro games on that awesome arena, it was amazing. And it was something that we look forward to doing, you know, for the next 15, 20 years, hopefully.
Now you guys, let's touch on the, you know, you guys followed some players around and did some day in the life type stuff, you know.
Yep.
Let's talk about that a little bit. And, you know, when can people expect to see some of this stuff?
So we're looking at, you know, they're in an editing phase right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Everyone's got other jobs too. This is kind of a side project that we're trying to get going. So we should have a couple ready by November 1st. We have Johnny Seymour of the PAMA Labeda Golden Knights, PJ Cavalla of the Mission Snipers, and Joaquin Chavera of their team Mcgrath. So 3 of those really good. I mean, Joaquin's was one of the best because of his story and his experience and everything. So I think we're going to bring people in that aren't just roller hockey fans, that just get a story and a little bit about the people behind the scenes, you know?
That's
I
awesome.
think that was my one critique, Greg, of Dino and these guys is I think the movie Titanic was edited and filmed and produced quicker than these videos have. So we got to put a little fast forward on these, D, before State Wars 17 and get these things out because, you know, people want to see it. And, you know, you have that targeted audience, right? You want to get it while you got them, you know?
Get it while you got it for sure. Always strike while it's hot, but also while there's a little lull coming up in the roller season and everyone's watching ice, we might have a little content for people to watch and give them a little new look because it definitely had a nice little following to start with Real Talk. And now it's something that, you know, we're going to pick back up and then hit 2021 hard. 2021.
Yeah, it's scary to think about.
Yep. I want to share, Greg, here a little bit. Let's check out a little bit of what these guys had going on here. Hold on a sec here.
Tom Chavera.
How's it going, everybody? Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you guys. Thanks for being part of the first ever Real Talk Hockey Nightly Roundtable recap. Thank you for being here. Elisa, thanks for being also a host and an interviewer as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited. I mean, you're a good friend of mine, and he's my coach, so this will be a good conversation, kind of touch base of what's going on and see where the tournament stands from here.
Definitely. So after 2 games today, you guys sit at 1-1. Tough first game against that surprisingly good envious Mcgrath. They're coming out to play 2-0. Bounced back with a solid 9-4 victory. Tell me how you guys are feeling after day 1.
Well, day 1's the hardest, right? You're coming in the first day, you're a little jet lagged. You know, we got in at 10 o'clock last night, and then we had to play a game at 9 a.m. So
tough turnaround.
Tough turnaround. Toss and turn last night, but yeah, I thought we came out good, and then just a couple goals squeaked in that we wish we would have took back, but we were pretty much sloppy first game.
So there, Coach D, that's a little bit there, just from a little snippet of what you guys are doing, and you had obviously a lot of interviews going throughout it. And I know it's so awkward with the masks. I know when we did ours, it's so weird to me and hard to deal with, but I thought you guys did a great job. And obviously you can see the arena in the background, the State Wars, the PAMA Pro Cup sitting right there. And I saw a lot of people looking up at you guys during the whole tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great experience just being where we were, right? That suite was amazing. We had our banners up so people noticed us and everyone was looking, wondering what was going on up there. So, you know, obviously we're from New York, Long Island. A bunch of the kids from the Alkali Rebel Young team kept coming up to hang out. They thought it was the coolest thing ever. So it's just fun to start something, you know, that hasn't really been done before and, you know, just keep improving with it. Obviously we have a lot to work on, but it was something that was pretty special.
Yeah. You know, obviously it's no place like State Wars to debut your, you know, Real Talk Hockey. So get into the tournament a little bit and what did you think about the games that you guys watched? And the
games were unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, every game was great. The competition is good. You know, everything when you watch some of these games on YouTube and, you know, you don't get the speed that you get in real life. Obviously, same thing with the NHL. And if you can be at one of these games, I think people will be hooked forever. It's kind of like why we started Real Talk also is that everyone starts the sport of hockey or roller hockey in general because they saw a game or a brother or neighbor played and they got to see it. And, you know, I would say a good 80 to 90% of the people started that way. Not many people just pick up a stick out of their own. That either their parents get them into it, but a lot of people just see the game and they're intrigued by it. A lot of people moving fast, a lot of physicality, and a lot of skill. And nowhere better than the PAMA Pro division that you can see that.
Now, name 3 players. If you had to pick 3 players that stood out, you watching going, wow, these guys to me are the best players here. Who would some of those players be for you?
Maybe some guys that you've never seen before.
Well, you know, like someone that I know, but I've never actually watched was Nathan Sigmund. He stuck out more than almost anybody because he just
we'll get into him today on our sniper playback too.
Yeah, the guy doesn't lose the puck. He controls. He makes other players better. He's not looking to shoot just to shoot. He's looking to make the right play. And, you know, he's tough on the puck. For a smaller, not one of the bigger guys out there, he manages the game well. And I think he's a big reason why you guys are as good as you are. Obviously, the 2 of you as well. But, you know, you can pick many guys from each team, right? Your team, but he stuck out a lot. I always love watching PJ Martino play. He's, again, another, you know, 165-pound guy, but he battles with every 200-pound player there is. And, you know, he never backs down from a challenge. And when it's go time, just like we saw in the final, he'll go knock his own brother out of the way on his 21st birthday to score a goal.
What about a player you had never seen before, or maybe you knew about, like a younger guy or someone different that you saw you were pretty impressed with?
You know, I don't want to keep it too New York centric, so I'll switch it up. But you know who stuck out this, and I known him for a long time. He was our driver back at the Kentucky Derby, Nick Okada. He stood out as much improved from the last time I saw play. He was a big part of that envious rink rat team. He was all over the place, making plays, scoring goals, and I think he's improved a lot. He's another player who's going to be around for a little bit.
Now let's fast forward from the PAMA Pro, because obviously the PAMA Pro, Greg, is the showcase of the tournament and what everyone wants to talk about. But State Wars is State Wars because of our youth divisions and what we mean to the kids and whatnot. And Dino, you know, the last couple of years you've gotten very involved with Team New York. You know, this year was a little bit different with teams, you know, bringing their own teams and whatnot. So you had your own guys from the 495ers. But what kind of reaction do you get from the young kids? Are they there? They're representing their state, representing where they come from, playing on that big arena, playing even at the, you know, Greg, we talk so much about the arena. We forget that the Ice House is a pretty sweet rink too. Yeah. But, you know, these kids are playing there. They're representing. They're playing against teams from all around, usually the world, but this year at least the United States, that they never get to see. What kind of feedback and do you get from the kids and the parents, Steve?
Well, this year was, you know, obviously with the COVID and New York having travel restrictions, it was a little tough. Not all the kids could come. But every kid that came, you know, the best part about it is seeing them just skate around the rink and making friends with everybody else. Last year, I'll go back to last year in Fort Wayne was, you know, it was like 5 kids from New York and a bunch of the kids from the Korea team. And they were all hanging out playing bubble hockey together or air hockey. And they couldn't understand each other, but they understood each other. So, you know, the international, you know, fun between hockey and friendships, that's what the best part about it is. Everybody that goes, they tell everybody, and all those people want to come now that weren't here. And all the people that have come, they want to come back year after year because it is fun, you know, trading the pins with all the other states and just being around the rink. You see them, they have the floorball sticks, they're ripping around, you know, getting in the way a little bit. But that's what the best part about hockey is, when the kids can be just kids and they're hanging out with everybody. And like we did back when we were younger, you know, Paul Flynn introduced all of us. We were on different teams at one point, and he came up, started talking to us, and next thing you know, we're all friends. And here we are, you know, 20 plus years later. And that's what makes hockey, and especially roller hockey, a great sport and great community.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, you have the guys, you know, 35 and over guys have been playing together for 20 plus years. You know, what really makes State Wars so exciting to me is the international flavor we've added over the years. And we didn't have that this year, unfortunately. But GT, I didn't even tell you this. I got an email this morning from Brian Sobel from the Bibia. Tryouts are starting. They're looking forward to State Wars 2021 in St. Peters, Missouri.
Oh,
and
great.
We loved having them 2 years ago, of course.
Yeah, that's an awesome surprise there, because I thought they were, you know, planning on coming out every 3 years, but
I think every other year. Every other year.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's great. Yeah.
They bring a great flavor when they come. That, you know, they have a big crowd. They have, because obviously all the, you know, families are traveling with them. It's a far travel. They have a lot of you know, energy in the stands, and they're waving the flag, so it creates like a little bit of a soccer feel to to the, sport of roller hockey, which is something that makes it pretty fun.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts when we don't get more local teams, especially in Indiana. We have a team like Namibia. It took them 24 hours in flights to get to the tournament, but we can't get a youth team from Fort Wayne to play in the tournament. So, I want to bang my head against the wall when I think about it.
Dee, let me ask you before we get into the next topic, but is that your high school diploma behind you, or
that's my Hofstra University college diploma? Thank you very much.
Not a big deal. Awesome.
So Jimmy Lynch was asking this morning, he want to ask, there's a lot of confusion on Instagram and stuff between Wheel Talks and what's going on. So what is your Instagram so that we're not confused about what's going on and which one is the main Wheel Talk that we're talking about right now?
Wheel Talk is Wheel Talk Hockey. Just that's it. No underscores, no nothing else. The original one that we started with as a mess around was Wheel Talk New York. Because we were just kind of skating locally. We went to Montauk. We went to, the Wantagh Parkway and did some kind of skates. But when we wanted to be more official, we didn't want to be so local. So we turned it into Wheel Talk Hockey. One of the original members of the, Wheel Talk family was Scott Sloan, who is no longer part of it, but he still has the Instagram handle for Wheel Talk New York. So we let him use that for whatever he wants to do. And we've had some conversations and we've moved past whatever differences we've had. And we're just looking to keep moving forward with Wheel Talk Hockey and, whatever that Wheel Talk New York page is. If you want to follow it, go ahead. But the official and all the interviews that we're going to have is going to be on Wheel Talk Hockey.
And wheeltalkhockey.com is the website as well, right?
Yes, which is under construction too. We put up a quick one just to have it for State Wars. And now we have a couple sponsors that are going to help us out with getting that ready. And so it should look a little more professional by the time we have those day in the lives out also.
Awesome.
Great. Now, do you have anything to do with Wheel Talk New York anymore, or just regular Wheel Talk?
Just Wheel Talk Hockey. Things happen. Not everyone wants to do everything, right? So I don't want to get into too much about it in this forum, but we had some disagreements, and when it was time to come to Indiana, some people didn't want to be a part of it, and they left us, beforehand, and then they wanted to use those videos afterwards, and we had some words back and forth, but as adults, we move forward just like in hockey. You throw the gloves a little bit and you come back 5 minutes later and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it happens, and it's better off to figure it all out at the beginning, not when you're well established or whatnot. So you move on, and obviously you guys haven't missed a beat doing things that you guys are doing. I know with Coach D at the helm, you guys are going to be doing great stuff. And hopefully we talked about maybe in March at Winter Wars East or maybe Winter Wars West of California, getting you guys out there and doing some cool stuff with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We've had some conversations, and we don't want to reveal too much, but what we're hoping to do and just keep doing and getting bigger and better and, showcase all the great characters that are in the sport. There's a lot of guys, a lot of behind the scenes you might not want to see in the public, but it's a lot of fun and a lot of community that everyone really respects and would love to be a part of.
That's great. Now let's get into your coaching.
Sure.
You're doing a lot of coaching these days. All levels, all ages, ice and roller. What is your favorite part about coaching, and what's your favorite age group to coach?
I mean, the favorite age group has got to be the 6U because they're just so into it. They love it. They have passion. They have fun, and they actually learn. Like, surprisingly, how young they are. They have more skill than me and you did at 16. These guys are pulling Michigans already, toe drags, and they can skate up and down a big rink like that arena, and they don't get tired. So now it's one of the funnest. Also, I love the 10U and 12U. I started out coaching St. Joseph's College, college roller team. And, you get players that are what they are already. They're not making much improvement on their game. There's little things you can tweak. So I started to get into the youth hockey to try to make a difference in some of these players' careers, give them some ideas. And being like a, third liner who thinks he's a first liner, I kind of see a lot of things on the rink that maybe not other people see because I'm a little slower and I have to think the game through. So I try to give them as much as possible and just give them little bits and pieces they'll carry without their careers. So throughout their careers. But it's, just being at the rink, being on there, you see me on the bench, we get into it. I'm super passionate. We're on the bench. I'm jumping up for goals when we tie it. I'm upset when we lose just like them. I think I probably hold a lot of these losses way longer than these kids do because they're undressed and out in the locker room, in the pool, whatever, that they don't care about it. But the kids they love it. They come to the rink ready to go. And, you know, some of the hard things about coaching is actually dealing with some of the parents and some of the issues you got to deal with. So as a hockey coach, I think you have to become a psychologist and a mediator as well. So I'm adding a lot of things to my resume, doing both roller and ice now.
Yeah.
You know, Coach D, there's an old joke about coaching that the best spot to coach is an orphanage, no parents. So I think you start realizing that after a while, right?
Yep, 100%. And me, I'm learning it quick.
Yeah, I remember when I was coaching, you know, a lot of youth hockey, you know, years ago, and this parent didn't like this guy, and this person didn't like this guy, and you know, dealing with all different personalities, and it was just nonsense after a while. And I give coaches, especially guys like you who coach a bunch of different teams, so much credit because just dealing with so much stuff.
We've had some conversations upstairs in the office during State Wars the last 2 years, and you know, you see it all, and you know, it's a process too. You know, a lot of it you got to handle in the beginning, just like we said with the wheel talk stuff. You just got to nip it in the bud before it becomes a problem, because as these things go on and kids get older, you know, parents' expectations go up and think they're, you know, going to the show at 15 years old, and so there's a lot of things that you have to deal with. So you got to manage these expectations and just enjoy the ride, parents. You know, it's a thing that, you know, 1 out of every 10,000 kids makes it professionally, right? I mean, we know a couple people, we're lucky to know some of them, and they had a lot of help during the way, and a lot of times didn't look like they were going to be anywhere. So, you know, just have fun with it, get better, and teach your kids the things that are going to help them in life. You know, discipline and working hard, getting along with people that you might not want to get along with. Just all those things help you in life. And if you make it to the NHL, you make it to college hockey, then that's great. But if not, you'll probably play this game till you're into your 40s and 50s and have fun with it and enjoy the community that you're around.
You know, I always laugh at State Wars when you'll have a youth team that has 7, 8 skaters on it, and a parent will complain about playing time for their kid. Meanwhile, you know, we're coaching pro, and I got 13 guys on the bench, and we got guys like Nathan Sigmund, who you mentioned, you know, doing a 30-second shift on and off, or Greg Thompson, you know, maybe sitting a couple shifts and not being on every power play, you know, and we're just playing, and guys just want to win. And, you know, the mentality is so different. And that's why for us, and Greg knows this as organizers, you know, we love having parents involved in coaching and stuff, but when we could have non-parent coaches like yourself, you know, involved, it just makes life a lot easier, because it just takes away from all the preconceived notions that someone's favoring someone and whatnot, and they just be about the hockey. And someone that's knowledgeable can get on his skates, go out there, run a practice, show the kids stuff. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of dads that, you know, or moms that have never played hockey that are critiquing the kids about how to play, and they've never even skated before. So It's nice to have experienced people, right?
I give some of my parents challenges. I go, if you think you know more than me, come on the rink and we'll have a little one-on-one and we'll see where it goes. And if you beat me, you know, fair and square, we could listen to your opinion. But I haven't had an accepted challenge yet. So, and I'm not saying
I better hope you don't coach little Paisley one day, because GT might take you out on that challenge.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why GT should be on the bench with me at that point.
Well, awesome stuff. Well, Dino, you know, we appreciate you taking time out of your day today. We're going to get into this PAMA Pro game between the Snipers and Grizzlies, but definitely want to have you on and talk a little wheel talk. And we appreciate all you do for the sport and the exciting avenue you're taking it. And, you know, obviously we appreciate your partnership with State Wars, and we look forward to doing bigger and better things with you in the future here.
Yep, definitely, guys. Appreciate both of you. Greg, always for a longtime friend, and Tim as well, someone who we've known for a long time and became a good friend. And thanks for the opportunity. And I really appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, buddy.
Awesome.
See you soon, all right?
Keep up the good work.
You good, everyone.
D. Later, buddy.
This is Dennis Jelsic, coach of the ISCA Grizzlies. When I'm not doing my weather reports, Jelsic 1, along with commenting on Facebook and coaching high school soccer, I'm listening to State Wars podcast. You should too. Enjoy it.
It's our good buddy, DJ, Dennis Jelsic, head coach, ISCA Grizzlies organization. Man who wears a lot of hats. He just named a few there. He coaches soccer, high school soccer, Greg. He runs the rink. He coaches the Grizzlies. He's been involved with Pie Hire as a director, whatever the heck he does. He works for us.
Payroll.
Payroll stuff. He handles the RHA paperwork and things for us there. He's a weather reporter with Jelsic 1. Somehow he's on Facebook 24/7 posting and whatnot. Wears a lot of hats, but there's another great guy in the sport.
Yeah. Most importantly, he's a whiteout specialist.
Oh, he loves his whiteout.
king of whiteout. You know, give him 5 minutes on the board downstairs, you know, at a tournament, he's definitely screwing something up. So.
It could be a 0-0 tie, and he could screw it up on the board somehow. I don't know how he does it, but he does it, and he'll blame you, GT, for it.
Mm-hmm. Always.
All right, let's dive right into, speaking of the Grizzlies, we had a round-robin matchup here. It was a number 1 seed going into the tournament, Mission Labeda Snipers. Obviously, I'm the head coach of the team. You are the captain of the team. Everyone knows that. But we look at this game as unbiasedly as we can. You know, going into this game, Greg, it's funny. People may not know this, but the first game of the tournament is usually the toughest for the Snipers. We could rehash how many first game losses we've had. I know at Narch a few times, losing to Revision our first game. And I remember one year specifically at Narch, I think it was in Florida, almost losing to these ISCA Grizzlies our first game of the tournament. We had a pretty crazy comeback in the end and won the game. And it's a game that I'm sure Dennis Delsick remembers and wants back. Game they probably should have won. But we usually struggle. And if you're going to get us in the round robin, usually that first game's a chance to get us. For whatever reason, we come out of the gate pretty slow. Part of it's because a lot of our guys don't play a ton of roller hockey during the year, I think. But that first game could be a doozy for us at times.
Yeah, always. I mean, I think every team goes through that too, especially with traveling and not really stepping on the tile too much. But yeah, our team in particular for sure struggles normally, you know, dating back and looking back, we always have a tough go for first game. So yeah, if I'm a team, I definitely want to play the Snipers first game.
Yeah, and I think it helped our team a little bit too this year. A lot of guys went to tours and played for Car Shield. You know, it was almost a Sniper team, the Car Shield team. I'd say 75% of the team was Sniper guys. I wasn't there, you weren't there, but a lot of guys went. That helped them get going a little bit probably too. You know, the Grizzlies are, you know, they're a team that you don't want to sleep on them. They're definitely, you know, coming into the tournament. When we ranked the 12 teams, they probably were ranked 12th, being honest, coming into the tournament. 11th to 12th, I have to look back where they were ranked. And, you know, you look at the tournament at the end and you say to yourself, like, wow, I mean, they went 0-4 and they did finish in last place. But you look at the scores, and we'll take our game out of it because I don't want to give away too much of our game before we watch it. But their other 3 round robin games, they lost to Mcgrath 6-3. They lost to the Roadrunners 6-4, and they lost to the Alkali Rebel Lions 6-3. So that's pretty good scores right there against some pretty tough teams. And as a lower seed team, you're playing pretty tough games, as most teams do at the PAMA Pro. There's not many easy games, Greg, but you're not going to play one of those other teams vying for a spot that had a bid. You're playing all qualified teams from the year before. So it's a tough road for a team like the Grizzlies.
Yeah, you definitely have, you know, a team like that. They definitely have their backs against the wall, you know, going into a tournament like that. But, you know, they have a lot to prove, you know, and I think they did a pretty good job this year in battling with their games, especially with these long games at PAMA Pro. You know, they're 18-minute long periods, you know, so they can hang in there and, you know, and have some decent scores. You know, they're on the right track for sure.
Now, Greg, as a captain of a team, and I don't remember our conversation in the locker room, but I know for me, I come into the locker room a game like this, you know, basically telling the guys, like, hey, listen, there's a good matchup first game. It's not a top team. You know, let's get our feet wet. Let's not try to do too much. It's been a while. Let's keep it simple, right? Yeah. Let's just come out and slow the game down, be smart, not take penalties, not give these guys any easy goals, and we should win this game. Like, that's kind of my conversation. What do you think the conversation with Coach Otto or Coach Jelsic in the locker room is going into this game for those guys?
Well, first off, you know, listen, guys, we're playing the defending champions. You know, you guys have nothing to lose. You know, leave it all out on the rink. And I'd say make them work hard. Make them earn every goal. You know, let's communicate defensively, you know, especially. And, you know, keep it simple. You know, I think that's really important, especially going into game one. Like we say to our guys, you know, let's keep it simple. You know, smart passes, control the puck, and get some early shots and test the goalie. Yeah, I'm sure they had a good game plan going into the game. And, you know, playing a pretty good team like ours, it's always tough going into games like that, especially game one. So, you know, hats off to the ISCA Grizzlies for a tough match.
Yeah, let's dive right into this game here.
WH Live on Car Shield TV here at the PAMA Pro Invitational in 2020. State Wars 16. Chris Draft along with downtown Georgie Brown. As the defending champions, Mission Labeda Snipers will face off against the underdog here in this one, the ISCA Grizzlies.
All right, Greg, I'm going to fast forward here. Right off the bat here, one thing, and I'll probably have to say this a few times during this game, the biggest thing in my takeaway with ISCA in a lot of this game has been just bad turnovers. I use the word in tennis a lot, unforced errors. And I think that happens to ISCA a lot in this game where I don't even think we played that great on certain plays. They just made a bad pass, made a bad decision, and just made it easy for us and turned the puck over. And a few times it wound up causing a good scoring chance or a goal the other way. But here's just a quick example of that leading in. Just a bad pass when they have possession of the puck here. Greg, as a coach for me, my biggest thing I tell the guys is let's win our faceoffs. Let's control the puck. And if we have the puck more than the other team, most times we're going to win, right? Time of possession is so important. And I think the Grizzlies here, and this is an example early on where they have the puck, they're settled, and then they just give it up for no reason, and they give it back to us. And the more times you give a team like the Snipers the puck, the more times you're going to have a chance of it going in your net. And let's watch this play here.
The War Memorial Coliseum with the Nailers. Wide angle shot goes high and wide by Pinheiro and comes back out to center. He also had the Michigan goal in the ECHL, which is.
So that was the play there, Greg. So, miss a net with a shot, which is fine. They got back control of it again. But let's watch this play here. So
center, he also had the.
Take the volume off here. See that pass, Greg?
Yeah.
It's just a bad play. They have control of the puck. Man coming back for just laziness or miscommunication off the boards, and now the Snipers have it. And that's just an example of, and it's not a huge play here, but you just gave the possession up when you had control of the puck.
Yeah, definitely a little more time than you think normally, especially on a big rink like this. So passes like that, are really unnecessary at times, especially when there's nothing really going on up there on the offensive side of things.
I'm going to fast forward here. Here's an example now with, Tommy Bruce, number 22 on the Snipers, who's, he's getting up there, right? He was able to play 35 and over this year, but he still has that speed, Greg, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And still one of the better skaters, I think, in the division. And here's just an example of ISCA just having some bad communication and no one really picking up Tommy Bruce. Let's watch this play here.
Tommy Bruce and Shane Fox both on Car Shield, the champions of tours, just about a month ago. Tons of speed for Fox. Centers his zone to Tommy Bruce. He waits, throws it across the middle. So
I'm going to rewind here, Greg. You just see how everyone kind of gets puck focused here on Shane Fox, which obviously Shane's a great player and you're going to be focused on it, but everyone kind of looks at him and they don't even pick up Tommy going here, and we'll slow it down here. So right here, you could see these two men here, both looking at Shane here. One of these guys needs to be, especially him here, probably should be getting over to Tommy, communicating a little bit, everyone picking up their men. No one does, and an easy pass into Tommy, and luckily for them, between the defender here and it wound up being a tough play to get the puck to Jack Combs, and Jimmy Teed, whose name we're going to mention 100 times today, makes a good play here as well. But right away, a minute 15 into the game, a good scoring chance by the Snipers.
Yeah. Before, a big thing I said in the locker room was communication, right? And there definitely wasn't communication on that play on the defensive side of things by ISCA. And, I think it all started with the line change as well. ISCA made a line change and guys kind of got out of sorts, and there wasn't communication there, which led to an man break and chance for the Snipers. So, yeah, that's a big thing there, communication.
And then a play by Tommy there. Now, Tommy, you see the defender caught behind the net, which happens at times, and then ISCA goes off to the races, and they get a pretty good 3-on-2 chance here the other way. Let's watch it.
Combs with wide open, looking at a yawning Cage, but the pass missed him. Now back to the right, deflected on net. Redmond makes the save.
So, Greg, this play here, they get a good 3-on-2, and it's not a terrible play by ISCA here. They do have a man going to the net. Not really hard to the net, but he's going to the net there. But to me, you're playing the Snipers. It's your first game. It's early in the game here. I just want to see a hard puck to the net here, and then crash. Get a shot on goal. Let's test Redmond early. Kind of made it a little easy by just flipping it. You're trying to get a little too pretty, and I'm not sure if they're a team that wants to get pretty. I'd rather just throw pucks to the net and get there, and you can see it here.
Yeah. Not a terrible play. A puck got to the net, obviously, and there was a guy crashing hard. I probably would have either took a nice shot, hard shot on net, or maybe passed to the guy to the left of me over there. He was a righty, cocked back for maybe a one-timer.
Now we love to talk about face-offs, and here's one right away. We'll let it play through, and we'll come back to it. Let you talk about a little bit about the setup here on the face-off and what you're seeing. And it seems to be an ongoing narrative about teams not really setting up three across on their draws here. But let's watch it and see what happens.
But he stood strong and made that save, but it was a tricky one.
Face-off won by the Snipers. It's Tommy Bruce.
So let's rewind that, Greg. Let's look at the setup here, and it wound up being a very easy win for the Snipers. Let's talk a little bit about the setup and about numbers here.
Yeah, like you said, we talk about this all the time. Tommy Bruce is over there in the corner, actually on the half wall, and if a puck's won over there, he's winning that battle all day. So there's no one there to even battle with him. So a defenseman over there definitely has to, inch up a little bit and battle Tommy for that loose puck. But Tommy Bruce was easily able to get to that puck, with a good draw by Jack Combs tying his guy up off the draw.
Yeah, and I've mentioned before too, Greg, I love, as a center myself most of my life, I love going to my backhand on a draw. And you can see a big, strong guy like Jack Combs, just the advantage of the leverage of pulling a puck to your backhand here, where the face-off man for ISCA here.
Like Remy Parker.
Yeah, Remy, right?
Yeah.
So he's a lefty as well. So he's going across his body, trying to beat a much stronger, bigger body here to get it back all the way back to here to this man. It's a really tough decision. And if anything, that puck may wind up in this sideboard here, which the Snipers are going to get to too. But you could see just on the draw here how it's just kind of an easy win, and then help with Fox, and then Tommy has it, and then Snipers just have a lot of time here right now.
Yeah, totally. That the defenseman definitely has to inch up a little bit and get involved with the play on the draw.
We're going to fast forward here. We're going to see if one of many, I think Teed had 17 saves or 17 shots on goal in the first period, which is pretty incredible for a roller hockey half. But let's watch this play here and the save.
Whether it's tournament directing or playing. Jack Combs finds Shane Fox. He shoots. Save made by Teed, and he hangs on for the whistle. 16.
You couldn't really see the save there, Greg, because the camera changed. I hate how they do that. But I like how Jack does this here. And this is a play that Jack Combs might be one of the few guys in the division that would make this play, how he's facing back towards the man coming in and hits a man coming in late like this. So let's watch Jack here. You've seen him do it 100 times where he's facing, finds Fox coming in late, and Fox just comes in with a rocket. And a great save by Teed. Yeah,
that's Shane Fox's shot there. He likes cutting in and getting that wrister off with some traffic in front. So, yeah, that's right up Shane Fox's alley there, and heads up play by Jack.
I'm going to fast forward here a little bit, and only because you just had a baby, we're gonna highlight a couple plays by Greg Thompson today. But here's one for sure. Let's check it out here by the mayor.
Greg Thompson down the far side to the front of the net. Beautiful move. Misses on the forehand try. The ageless wonder, Greg Thompson.
So, Greg, I know it's probably funny critiquing your own play here, but, great stretch pass here. I think they went to the bench right after the pass here. It was that Kavaya hits you. And I love how you got wide here, Greg. I want to talk about this a few times today about getting wide. And, we've been talking about it a lot. You opened it up for yourself, gave yourself some room, and then you make a nice little play here. I know you usually like to go backhand here a lot, but you came across the body here and almost beat Teed. He stuck with you, though. He made a nice save.
Yeah, so some time and space there. Looking back at the play, I definitely could have maybe got a shot on net a little earlier, but Teed made a great play and following my move there, cutting across the net, because definitely had I think I got handcuffed there or hit the post. I can't really remember on that play, but he definitely forced me to make that big play at the end, and unfortunately didn't go my way.
And here again, the Snipers are off to the races. And Jack Combs has a beautiful chance. And I actually remember this during the game. And I don't know what he was thinking here. I don't know if he thought Tommy Bruce was going to the net or not, but he just has a wide open chance to shoot. And usually Jack's not afraid to shoot and just throws a pass to no one and just gives a puck away, which was a glorious scoring chance for the Snipers.
Incredible hockey player, too, as you saw in that last play. And then he pokes it away defensively. Here's Shane Fox, right wing side. Sends it back for Jack Combs. He swings it to the near wing.
Just rewind that a little bit here, GT. You could see, so Shane makes a great play. And again, you know me, I'm really anti guys going down on pucks and whatnot all the time. Mm-hmm. And here again, so you have one man here on his belly, right at Fox there, which there's no need for that at all. This man here is down on his knee. So they're both, to me, taking themselves out of the play if you make good passes, you know, and Shane does here. It's a great pass to Jack Combs. Now right here, Jack, I think he thinks Tommy's going to turn to get it back to him, but this is a wide open chance. And 5 minutes into the game, I want to see Jack Combs shoot this puck.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many guys I want in that spot, and Jack Combs is one of those guys that, you know, give him that shot in that slot area all day long, and he'll bury. You know, Tom Bruce probably could have stopped on the puck there. You know, his mindset was probably, you know, there's already 3 guys up.
I want to get back.
And there's 2 defensemen up in the play, so I really need to get back, you know, on the defensive side of things.
I think Tommy knows, as you do, that usually the sniper forwards aren't the best defensively, so he's thinking, I better get back because I know these guys ain't.
Yeah, that might have went through his head.
And then, you know, talk about giveaways all tournament long. Here's another chance now here where ISCA has control of the puck. There's not a lot of pressure, really. Man coming off the bench here, and just give a puck away. And again, just give up possession of the puck when not necessary. Let's let it roll here.
Fast let down the boards for one of the 2 Dadas.
So Dada there, I don't know if he thought the boards were strong or whatever. I don't know if it hit something or whatnot, if he's trying to go around the boards. But Dada, who's a very good skater, had really not a ton of pressure here. You know, we had Tommy Bruce coming on him. He could have made a different, better play here. He throws around the boards and just gives it away to you, Greg. And then here again, it's just, all right, Snipers have the puck now.
Yeah, well, 1 of 2 things. You know, Dada's a young guy in division trying to probably make a smart play, you know, keep possession of the puck. And he also probably realized Greg Thompson isn't that fast. So he can easily get that puck back. But, yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, usually that play, you know, make it a little harder pass, or, you know, it's tough when you're playing on a new rink and you don't really know the bounces either, you know, but definitely a little more time and space to make a better play. That's for sure.
100%. And here we're going to see the camera angle, if I remember correctly, kind of cuts off here a little bit. But I love this backhand pass by Fox. You can just see when he gets it, and then you could just see the where it ends up. And I just think it's just a beautiful pass by Shane, and just a very skilled play I wanted to showcase here.
Far side, big winding fire
Huge
there
wind up
from Jimmy Mcgrath. Got a lot of power behind it and just missed. Now in transition, Kramer and Shuntede does the deed.
And you can see it, Greg, you know, right when Kramer broke on his man here, and Kramer does a great job because they're even here, right?
Yeah.
And then you see Kramer, who, as you know, is still another one who's a very good skater. He just goes hard here and see the separation. And I don't know if that's Jimmy Mcgrath on him or not, but kind of lets him go a little bit. And then Fox, you know, a lot of guys would pull that to their forehand and try to take an extra step. Shane just makes a beautiful backhand pass here. And again, you can't see it fully to appreciate it, but it winds up right on the stick, and Kramer gets stopped by T with another great save.
Yeah, it's a great read by Fox there. You know, it's kind of like pool, right? The angle that your stick's on, and he had that angle and lane to make that pass on his backhand, which most players wouldn't have done. You know, a lot of players aren't too comfortable making a pass like that on their backhand because usually it's, you know, it's a turnover, and you know, Shane really made a great play there, and it's just some awesome vision.
Hawkins get into it with Wolf behind the play. You know, Hawkins, you think all offense when you think Hawkins, but he has a little edge to him. Shane Fox into the zone, wrist shot, it's blocked, comes to Hawkins. Now on the slot, big slap shot by Hawkins, and Teed makes the stop again.
So great there. You see 2 great plays by the Grizzlies there. The first is a block on Shane Fox. I think it was Shane here originally coming down. and just a great one-on-one chance, great block. And then probably Teed's biggest nightmare, seeing Brandon Hawkins coming in all alone, take a slap shot from that close and just makes a great save.
Yeah, unreal read by him. You know, if I'm a goalie, especially with Brandon Hawkins coming down on me, I'm coming all the way out, you know, not giving him anything to shoot at and just praying it hits me, you know.
Right.
And he's not a huge guy, you know, but he made a great play. Look how far out he is there. You know, anytime Hawkins shoots, it's deadly.
You know, Zach Masestic, who I think makes this block here, and he's kind of been like a roller coaster ride for me in this game. He's made some great plays and some plays like, all right, you know, you got to make a better player, Zach. But again, he's a younger guy. He's just learning, and I think he's got the sky's the limit for him. But he makes a great block here. So let's watch the block, you know. But then right there, he's got to know that, okay, I have Hawkins here. He's looking at Hawkins, and then they all just part like the Red Sea. And you see he just wanders off here and backs off and then just totally loses edge for a second there, and then gets Hawkins, all that. Hawkins is the kind of player, as you know, Greg, you want to be on him. You can't give him any kind of room because he's so deadly with the shot. And, you know, he's a guy that you can frustrate him by getting right on him. So I think they need to close that gap. And if Zach steps up on Brandon there, he probably doesn't even get that chance.
Yeah, no, that's a good call there. There was so much time and space for Hawkins to fire a puck there. But thank God for Teed.
Fast forward here a little bit, and here we got another 3-on-2 coming up for the Snipers. And let's check it out here.
Troy Redmond, maybe the Patrick Waugh roller hockey, makes the save. Now Thompson back in front, chipped wide by Jack Combs. He doesn't miss many of those.
Now, Greg, I'm sure you probably went to the bench after this going, how the heck did we not score there? And I don't think T got it. I think Jack just missed it, which I'd say 90 out of 100 times this puck goes in the net for Jack Combs. But I love how Siggy here, you know, number 9, and Dino had brought him up earlier. And you know how I feel. I'll say it here on the air. I think Nathan Sigmund is the best player in the PAMA Pro Invitational. That's my opinion every year. He's my number 1 draft pick. And I'll get into later on why I feel that way. But I love how he just doesn't even think, gets a step on his guy. You get a step there wide, hits you right away. No thought about it. He's not trying to do too much, hits you. And then you make a beautiful pass over to Jack. And it's a tough play. You know, puck's coming across your body, right? You're a lefty there for Jack. Got to be strong on that bottom hand, which I don't got to tell Jack Combs that when he comes to the bench. But, you know, normally that's a play he would put in. And obviously, I'm sure when you were passing that, you thought it was an easy goal, right?
Yeah, no, totally. Siggy made a great play, but honestly, the pass was a little too far ahead of Jack. I still remember the play because I went to the bench and I hit myself in the head. I'm like, man, if I would have put that on his tape, it would have been an easy goal. But he was kind of reaching for that one, and like you said, when it's coming across your body, it's kind of tough to read, and it was a little too far ahead of him. So bad pass on my part.
Did Jack give you that look on the bench, like, hey, make that a better pass there, GT?
No, he didn't. He was probably like, well, yeah, I got to deal with Greg. You know, he's not really an offensive player, and he's playing offense this game. I think he kind of gave me the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know, Greg. Maybe because you're a new father, I'm going to take your side on this one. Watching this one again here, I think you put it right in the wheelhouse for him. Let's watch it slowly here. Let me see that puck there. He's reaching a little bit, but I think he had a perfect chance to bury that. I think T-Mac buries that one. I don't know, but we'll give Jack Combs a pass on that one because he winds up scoring a hattie this game. It's a great play there. Great 3-on-2, executed perfectly there. And then let's pull up here another play by Jimmy Mcgrath, another number 14, you know, your age group, Greg, and you played with Jimmy Mcgrath a long time ago on the old Roller Dragon team, right? Great play. I'm a huge Jimmy Mcgrath fan, always have been. And you know, he's always been, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in his age group. Is he an 84 as well, Greg, right?
Yep, he's an 84. He's, you know, 36 years old. Great player. And he brings a lot to a team. You know, he's experienced. He's a big boy. He's a lefty with a bomb. Great defensively. Can score goals. And he brings that grit as well. So, yeah, Jimmy's been a long-time pal of mine and awesome hockey player.
Yeah, I think it's great seeing 2 number 14s of that same class playing against each other for their respective teams. And, yeah, Jimmy McGrath still can bring it.
Yeah.
Obviously, great player in 35 and over at Winter Wars. I'd love to see him with a 35 and over team at State Wars. I think Jersey could have a good group there. But let's watch Jimmy Mcgrath do his thing here.
Yeah, Jimmy usually doesn't wear 14, so that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And here come the Grizzlies. Trying to get to the front of the net.
McGrath,
but that one is knocked away.
So that's a play there. Jimmy might have been trying to do a little too much there, Greg. Dangling's not really his game. Usually makes a quick little move, gets those shots off, whatever. But, Sniper's defense can be a little suffocating at times. And he winds up, he battled hard. PJ Cavalla, who's, say what you want about PJ, him and I have our battles at times, but he's a great defensive player. Pins him down on the boards there. And obviously Jimmy's a little tired after that rush there, whatnot. Snipers come away with it. And, maybe like to see Jimmy pull back and wait for help a little bit in that situation.
Yeah, Snipers were definitely flocking defensively there. 3 guys in the corner winning that battle, and it was pretty easy. It looked like for a yellow.
And we got another face-off here coming, Greg. So let's let you chime in here on this draw after we watch it live here.
Yep. Here we go again.
Same thing again. And this time now you got another lefty. You got Clarkson University captain Josh Dunn, who's another big boy, taking this draw. And again, you have a lefty, and all that's Remy again, trying to come across the body. And again, I know as a lefty, Greg, for Remy to win that face-off clean back to this guy here, that's going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
You could make an argument that the referee could drop that puck and Josh Dunn not even move, and still to win that to that player is going to be really tough.
Totally.
What do you see there, Jay?
Yeah, I thought Dunn made a great play. I think he got maybe a skate or something on it and kind of kicked it back. It's kind of hard to tell from the angle, but made an awesome play, tying up his guy, winning that drawback. And, if ISCA does have a guy there, things could have been different. PJ Cavalla easily got that puck.
Now watching this draw here, Greg, I'm not happy with our setup here now. And obviously I must have had my mask over my eyes during this face-off, but we didn't have 3 across here. And let's watch this one live.
Pretty. Jasper. He almost got that one done. And Teed can do it as well.
And, too,
I don't think the Snipers have turned it on completely yet.
But the Snipers, like without the Matt Whites and Chris Terrys, they might be in the back of their head. Jack Combs is still here, but it might be in the back of their head. Oh, we don't have our 2 big guns. Kramer into the zone. He shoots and
So great with that draw, Brandon Hawkins, God love him, but we know he's always thinking about that shot, right? So, he's saying off the face-off here, wanting shot, but I want to see Brandon up on that board and that battle we had. And we almost came away with it anyway, but ISCA outworked us. And if Brandon Hawkins is up here on this board, we probably get control of that puck.
Yeah. Again, I don't mind that play if it's a, 1-goal game, we're down, a draw's got to be one to Hawkins for a shot. But, in this time frame, I'm thinking defensively and, hoping to win that battle, off a draw. It doesn't really put him in a good spot to win a battle.
Yeah, because, even if Kramer wins this draw clean to Hawkins in this spot, he really doesn't have a great scoring chance from there. And you're just going to slow the puck down. He's probably going to pass it down to Fox anyway and reset. So you might as well be on these boards, have a better chance of winning the puck, and then send it back to Fox, There's really no need for it.
I've seen Hawkins take some crazy angle shots. He's one guy. He's one guy who can get that shot off. That's for sure.
100%. He could shoot from anywhere. You see, I think later on in the game, he shoots a couple from behind the goal line at the goalie and almost scores. Definitely, if not the best, definitely top 2 or 3 best shooters in the division, of course. Brandon Hawkins, number 10 on the Snipers. So let's watch, number 17, Dada here. I like this defensive play he makes here on Fox.
Complaining too much. Maybe it was his own player, or maybe he was mouth hurt too much to complain. Fox, nice movement of the zone, broken up.
Good D by Dada.
just stays with him there, Greg. You know, a sneaky little good play there. And it's funny, when I watch Dada play, this is going to sound like a crazy comment, but he reminds me of Billy Pascali in a lot of ways. Like, he's not obviously Billy level, but just the way he's mannerisms, the way he plays two ways hard. He's kind of looks like him a little bit. He reminds me of him a little bit at times. And that's a Billy Pascali play right there. Just a good back check, nothing special, just stays with the play, worries about his man only, and just knocks that puck right off Fox's stick, and boom, ISCA's got it.
Yeah, he makes a great play with the stick there and fought through Jack Combs, you know, him picking through the middle to get to his man and making that great play. So it's an awesome read by him.
Here we have another bad turnover here, and I'm going to let you call this one once we get through it here.
Is it me?
Possession time.
Beautiful move by Sigmund. Now he comes down to the zone. Maybe have a little more offensive responsibility than normal. He's been moving up the floor a little more than he normally does. Held off the scoreboard as of right now. All turnover. Kavaya and Thompson, miscommunication. Don't see that too often.
Not at all.
Takes it, but the Grizzlies give it right back.
That's a lazy.
I give it, then I take it away, Greg. So let's watch this one a little bit again.
It's a lazy, lackadaisical pass by me. I guess it was just a bad read at the time. You know, knowing where PJ was going or whatever, but it was definitely a soft drop pass, which was terrible.
But now, if you're ISCA, though, Greg, you got to come away with this puck and make something happen, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about here. You know, you force a turnover, we make a mistake, you got to make something happen. Like, you think if that's Black Ice who make that play against, or if that's Alkali Rebel or Tor Mudcats or the Roadrunner, like, they're going to get a shot off, something's going to happen. Instead, ISCA almost gets nervous as well, and they turn the puck over right back to us, and they guy falls, and they lose it, and now they have a chance here again to get it, and they give it away again off the man. So it's just kind of a comedy of errors right there.
Yeah, I don't think he was I don't know who that was, but, you know, maybe he just wasn't expecting it and just didn't stop right away. But luckily for myself and the Snipers, they didn't read the play too quickly and take advantage of it. But, yeah, it was definitely a tough play. And, you know, they get a shot on net there and a goal. You know, it's a different game. It's a 1-0 game. And that's what puts the really, really good teams aside from the rest. You know, other teams like Black Ice, other teams like you mentioned, are going to bury goals on that all day long.
No, 100%. You know, and this next play here, we're going to roll through, Greg, before we get to it. So now here you are, 3:32 left in the first half. We know what we're thinking on our bench, obviously. You know, we're thinking on our bench that, okay, we're playing good, guys. We just haven't scored yet. This goalie's playing really well. Let's relax. And unfortunately, we've said that before on our team, Greg, and then we don't score and we lose the game. But I think we still felt pretty good here. We're controlling the game, guys. First game of the tournament. Let's not get crazy. We got a long way to go. It's a long game. We're going to get it. Keep playing our game. Let's not change anything. But on the flip side, if you're Andrew Otto, if you're Dennis Jelcik on the other bench, got to feel pretty good, right? It's 3:32 left, and you got the defending champions right now, 0-0.
Yeah, no, totally. That's where you got to bury your chances, right? To go up by a goal, especially late in the first period, that's huge. And you know, they're probably biting themselves in the butt, just, you know, pissed that they can't bury one early, you know.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you're just saying, all right, you know, let's just get through this period now. If we end this half 0-0, we're going to feel really good. Yeah. But, you know, let's watch this play here. And, again, maybe an unforced turnover and what the results could be this time.
Now Shane Fox, right wing side, cuts the middle, tries a shot, but whiffs on it. And Smolinski sets it up the near side boards. Taken here. And brought along by Mcgrath. That
pass isn't going to work. Not only were you defended, but the guy across from you is defended as well. Keep that. If you have to turn it back, turn it back.
Greg Thompson round the outside. Backhand shot. He scores.
Talking about CJ Yoder in the Fountain of Youth, I think Greg jumped in it a little bit, put his little toes in the youth fountain before this game. I mean, Greg, when you're playing a team like the Grizzlies, you've played them probably more than any player in the game between Paiha and Winter Wars and locally. You know these guys. You probably feel a little more confident and steady in a game like this than any of the others because you know these guys so well, correct?
Yeah, I mean, playing for so long, I do know a lot of the players across the division, obviously. But, yeah, defensively there, we made a great play. And then we, I got a puck in the zone, went wide. And, earlier on, I made a move, obviously, around the defenseman. But, Teed, my first move against him was that forehand move. So I figured I'd try to switch it up a little bit and go to my backhand. So just read the defenseman there. He was kind of flat-footed. And I knew he was a young kid who, really wasn't too experienced in the division. So I figured, let's keep it simple, use my lanky reach and stick work and go to the outside and try something a little different on Teed. So it was.
And if you're Jimmy Teed, the goalie, Greg, that play you made the first time, because let's face it, you usually don't get these opportunities twice in one game, right? At this point in your career, to have 2 one-on-ones with the goalie like that, same exact play almost. It's already in his head what happened the first time, right? So
exactly.
This time he's leaning maybe a little that way. Now you get him with that famous GT backhand, and you got him this time. But let's watch this play. What set it all up, though. ISCA had the puck here. This might have been Driz here with the pucks coming up with it. But number 13, I think it's Justin Favolaro. This is when a guy doesn't get wide to me. And he stays, and you can almost see it here. See how he's skating up and he's looking over his shoulder? I know as a player, it's an awkward spot to receive a pass like that anyway. And I want to see Favolaro here. Let's see if I could make a little notation here. I want to see this man here. I want to see him get out here and start getting wide and opening up the play. Because what's going to happen here, as we see, is he doesn't do that and the pass gets intercepted or blocked. Where if I think he got wide, it would have made a much easier pass for Driz, and they might have came away with a chance here instead of a turnover. Let's watch it. See how he's still in that position, Greg?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And here, and it winds up just being a bad pass to make, and Justin didn't help him out at all here. And it gets blocked by Fox. Good play by Fox. And then they're off the other way. And you show a lot of patience here. Guzman does let's watch this little subtle pick here. It's nothing that's going to get a penalty call, but watch Guzman. It's a smart play for a young guy, Greg. This little play helped you here. He comes across just subtly and interferes a little bit there, and that slows him down, where that may have continued to come to you had that not happened, and opens up that play, and then you come here on Wolf, and you go right around them and make a nice goal. Good job, GT.
Yeah, that was a great play by Jaden there, giving a lot of time and space, and caught the defensive flat-footed. So that was a good read. Even Guzman's defensive play, I don't think he got a stick on that play, but he made a good step. He was going to step and poke that puck away before Fox got to it. So it's a good shift and good play by Jaden Guzman all around.
Now turnovers work both ways. And here, let's see Josh Dunn makes one of his own for the Snipers.
Dance in this shift. Now tries to play it to the back door. It's blocked. Dunn mishandles that one. And a chance. Shot by Balargian. And that one goes off the block here. Redmond up and out of.
So there's another new name in the game here. I mean, he's played at our tournaments before, but I don't know if he's played in the pro or not. But, Robbie Balergeron from Connecticut, Greg. Good pickup by the Grizzlies. Josh Dunn just lost a handle of the puck there. Comes the other way, and Balergeron makes a great shot. And, we haven't had to call Redmond's name much here. But that's, let's face it, it's one of the things that make the Snipers tough is, you get a chance, then you got to deal with Redmond.
Yeah.
And I know him when he sees another goalie playing really well on the other side. I think he raises his game as well. But that's a great shot by Balergeron there and a good save by Reds.
Yeah, Balergeron, he can fire the puck, man, and you want him shooting all day long. And, Redmond came up big as always. So good read. I think Dunner, the puck was kind of bouncing earlier in the zone. It was tough to kind of get – he was kind of off balance. Did a good job of getting back, but, Robbie Balergeron, stepped up, made a great play there. Had a good shot on net.
Now let's watch this play go over through here. And this has been kind of the theme of the first half, unforced errors and turnovers. And let's watch this one through.
Zone and wasting opportunities. They have to be careful of that. The shots to the net, the 8 shots have not been dangerous, but it's better than forcing a pass, which is what happened on the last Sniper goal. They tried to force a pass.
Redmond out of his crease, and he leaves it.
Snipers got possession and came back down, and Thompson scored.
Sigmund puts on the brakes and then keeps moving to the high slot. Jack Combs shoots and scores.
So, Greg, I mean, much earlier in this play, and it's a forgotten play here, you see Grizzlies have perfect control here. Let me rewind it a second more. So I think it's Dada here. Behind the net, no pressure. 1:46 left in the half. It's 1-0. They have so much time here. And Jack Combs kind of follows the man going here around. And there's a pass, I think it's to Kyle Wolf here up the middle. And it's just a miscommunication. I don't know if it was a bad play by Wolf or a bad pass by Dada. I can't tell here. But it's an easy play, and they just give the puck up. And again, the Snipers get the puck, and then they wind up scoring. So let's watch it here. See that pass, Greg? Just boom. Again, I hate the camera changing there, but he just misses it. Yeah. Snipers get control of it. And then here the other way, Siggy does what Siggy does here. You know, he stops and goes, keeps going, finds Jack Combs all alone. ISCA kind of lost their man there, and Jack Combs just makes a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, it was a great play by Sigmund, obviously carrying that puck up the rink. But awesome play by Jack Combs, just getting that puck right off, you know, very fast release there, and kind of caught everyone off guard because, you know, obviously Jack's a great goal scorer. He gets a lot of his goals down low in the paint, you know, not really those outside shots, but when he shoots the puck, man, especially when you're not expecting it, he's going to bury all day long.
So this D-man here, Greg, I mean, obviously there's so much room here for Jack. You know, when Siggy's coming down, men have to find their men. And again, this is just another example of a little bit more of a younger and experienced team just giving way too much room. And if you give Jack room time like this, you know, he's going to score, and T's got no chance there. So you want to see a little bit better defensive coverage there by the Grizzlies, because I think they made this an easy goal. And suddenly the game that was 0-0 with 3:23 left now winds up ending the half 2-0. And that's got to be frustrating, I would think, for the Grizzlies, because now you're going to the bench, Greg, at that break.
Yeah.
Sniper's confidence is going up, and the Grizzlies are got to be going, oh, shit, you know, it's 2-0 now, right?
Well, exactly. That's like a dagger, right? I mean, going into the second period, 1-0 against the Snipers, it's pretty damn good. But to go down 2-0, you know, everyone's kind of questioning themselves then, you know, and Jack Combs really put that one home.
Now, before the end of the half here, I want to bring up here a play. You know, we talk a lot about the face-offs for the Snipers' point of view, but what I don't like here with the Snipers is there's going to be bad communication here. You're going to see here, it's hard to see with the title, the name here, but this is JP Beilstein right here on the draw. He's lined up here with this man, and that makes me think that, okay, I got this man here now. But what he's going to do is he's going to leave this man. He's going to go to the point and then leave this man alone. And I think this is Fox right here is going to be standing flat-footed then, and Grizzlies is going to get control of the puck and then get a scoring chance off it. And all this is because of bad communication by the Snipers. Let's let it roll through.
Next, George. This puck comes back to the point. Shot on. Save me back.
Let's rewind that one more time, Greg. I want to hear your comment on this here. So you got Fox, you got Beilstein down here, you got Dunn on the draw here, and I think it's Kabire on the side there. But let's watch how Beilstein, he's got Driz here, Greg, and then he just leaves him, and Fox doesn't know that, obviously. They didn't communicate. I'd rather see Fox up on Driz there and JP behind him getting out to the point. Instead, they don't do that, and watch what happens. JP just leaves it, and Driz gets it out to the point, and they get a really good scoring shot. And Reds have to make a huge save. They score a goal in that play. That's a lot of life coming back to the Grizzlies at the end of a half.
Yeah, no, totally. Like we said before, again and again, communication is so key, especially on draws when you have a couple seconds to even talk about it, you know. That play shouldn't really happen for a defensive team there.
Well, you know what I think it happens a lot, Greg, is I think when you get to a point where there's not a lot of time left in a half, and there was still a minute left there, but I think a lot of times teams let their guard down a little bit, Greg, you know, when there's not a lot of time left. And they don't take the face-up as seriously. They maybe leave a guy out there that's tired. They don't treat it like a regular shift. They got like, period's almost over, stay out there, whatever. And they give that late goal, and that late goal sometimes can change the whole game.
Yeah, it's so true, and you see it at all levels. You know, mainly youth levels. You know, just little things like that are so key in a game. And you know, luckily for the Snipers, they lucked out there, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and let's roll here for a minute from our sponsor, CarShield, from CarShield TV.
Hello, I'm Chris Berman. If your car is out of warranty or close to expiring, you could get stuck paying thousands. But when you have CarShield, you'll never pay for expensive car repairs again. And that's why I'm a Car Shield customer.
Call 800-430-9165.
All right, thank you, Chris Berman, Car Shield, Greg, another great sponsor of ours. Car Shield did a great job, big help for us with the PAMA Pro Invitational this year. Car Shield TV is what we're reporting on here with Chris Trept and George Brown. And Car Shield, they do a great job, Greg. Huh? I mean, all these teams at 35 and over 40, they take a lot of pride in it. They're like, one of the newest big clubs in the sport right now.
Yeah, I mean, all their teams are very high level and highly skilled, and they have a good group of guys. You know, they love it, and they've been playing the sport for a long time and come to our events. But last couple of years, they've been under Car Shield, and Nick Hamilton and the boys, they're always a force to be reckoned with. They always have some good squads, and they're doing some great marketing, and Car Shield's just blowing up, man. Every time I turn the TV on, I see a Car Shield commercial. So
good for them. Thank you, Nick Hamilton and Car Shield.
Yeah.
So let's watch here. Beginning of the period here, about 50 seconds in, and ISCA Grizzlies come out of the gate pretty hot here. I think Otto and Jelsig must have got on these guys at halftime to wake them up. But let's watch this play by the Grizzlies.
Do it the right way.
For sure, you absolutely can.
Meet a much smaller player and younger. But he did not back down. Got to give kudos to the kid. Pass to the near side. Balargian runs out of space. Centers it. Shot, they score! The Grizzlies cut the lead right in half.
That's just a great play all around, Greg. And we're going to pick on the Snipers for the defensive laps here. But let's talk just about the Grizzlies first. And it starts out with Garrett Vazlick, Greg. And I'm a big Garrett Vazlick fan. I think he's a very underrated player in the pro division.
Yeah.
We get to see him a lot at Winter Wars, playing with the Rhode Island team. He's played with PAMA Platinum team at times. We've got to see him at Winter Wars West. But, not a guy that's going to wow you out there, but just plays it smart, can score goals. Here he draws a man with him here. Kramer's forecheck, makes a nice little flip pass to Jimmy Mcgrath. And Jimmy Mcgrath makes an incredible pass here across the Bergeron, Greg.
Yeah, no, totally. And before that, defensively, I like to comment on this play here. Brandon Hawkins makes a great play back checking, but he also doesn't read the play and watch the trailer. So the trailer was actually pretty wide open as well. The Snipers lucked out there, and then they didn't read the second play around as well. Watch the trailer here.
That's what winds up scoring the goal. You could see Brandon Hawkins here. When the play develops, he kind of just leaves the play and bails on it.
Yeah.
And they wind up scoring an easy goal.
Yeah.
So right here, you see Hawkins now. He doesn't stay there and pick up the man coming in late. Let's highlight this here a little bit. So this man here is going to be coming in late. That's Brandon Hawkins' man here. Here's Brandon Hawkins. He's going to just kind of get out of the play a little bit, maybe think a turnover the other way. We're going to go the other way with it. Instead, Grizzlies make a great play here. Come around the net. You can see Hawkins there. You see how he's going out of the play here, Greg?
Yeah.
Here comes number 71 for a goal here.
Johnny Pinheiro. Yeah, it's a great read, great pass, and awesome play by Robbie Bergeron there. Strong ice hockey background, strong on pucks, wins a battle, around the net with Fox, and makes a heads-up pass to Johnny Pinheiro for a nice goal.
Now, the play within the play here, I know the announcers talk about this a lot. George Brown gets all over this. I really didn't make too much of it, I remember, during the game here, but I guess Jimmy Mcgrath here, after the goal, he had some words with the guys, and knowing our guys, they probably instigated, said something stupid anyway. Who knows which way it started, but you can see Jimmy Mcgrath here at center ice, looking towards our bench, makes a comment here. You see them all looking, and then after this little goal here, you can see him and Jack Combs having a little bit of words with each other. See Jimmy Mcgrath come back in the picture. You can see him and Jack talking. So right there, and I know talking to Coach Otto, he had thought maybe his team woke asleep in line with the Snipers here a little bit by talking smack a little bit with them. So I didn't get too much of it from our bench. The guys weren't too riled up about it. Yeah. But there's always the play within the play, and let's watch what happens. Because here now you have the Grizzlies. You made it 2-1. You just had a great shift. Got to feel good about yourself. You make a line change, and let's watch this play through right after.
Pinheiro finishes it off. The veteran, John Pinheiro, out of Woodstock, Rhode Island.
Coming up here. We can play it.
Face-off win.
I'm okay with some of the replay going into the game, just a little bit off the face-off.
Here comes Tommy Bruce. Nice movement of the zone. Shot, he scores.
Tommy Bruce made that quick, and that's when you say they turn it on.
And he goes over and has a few words for the ISCA bench.
Because Mcgrath had a few words for their bench after that ISCA goal.
So I'm sure you've seen Tommy Bruce, Greg. You play with him as a kid. You play with him at college. You've been with the Snipers with them forever. You've seen this a million times. But, not too often in the PAMA Pro Division you see Tommy Bruce go end-to-end for a goal. But pretty nice work here by Tommy Bruce.
Yeah, awesome play. And, for an older guy, Tommy can still wheel. He can bury pucks and makes a great play.
I like this little play you made here, Greg. People might catch this. But you're actually telling Tommy to go that direction. And, again, you're doing a little bit of a subtle pick, and the man doesn't know what to do. Again, more inexperienced defender. And watch GT here. He's kind of uses his right arm that tells him to go that way. He stands there, confuses him a little bit, and a good crisscross. And no goalie saving that when he's down on his knees. Top shelf shot by Tommy Bruce.
So we wrote it up on the board, Tim. We drew it up.
100%. But that's got to be crushing to the Grizzlies, though. You just made it 2-1, Greg, and the next face-off, you give up a goal and you're back to square one again, down by 2. Definitely brings you right back down a little bit after you're just on a big high and you made a line change and the next line goes out, gives up a goal.
Like you said, woke up a sleeping lion there with Tommy Bruce. It's a huge goal for the Snipers, with all momentum going ISCA's way there. So it's a huge goal.
And here we're gonna again the theme of this game has been turnovers, and I want to watch Grizzlies again just with an unnecessary turnover, giving the Snipers too much puck control after this replay. So ISCA gets it here. Put the volume back on. And just a bad pass back.
Mcgrath back in the ISCA zone.
Then they fumble over it again. GT comes in,
and
we come out of it here, and now the Snipers have control of the puck.
Thompson slammed into the boards. Puck goes up the far side for Jack Combs.
So again, Greg, I hate hitting the same comments over and over again, but if you're going to be successful in the PAMA Pro Invitational, these are plays that can't even happen in the senior AA division. I mean, you got control of the puck here. Easy play back. No reason for this puck here to be a mispass off the stick. And then off the foot, it's just, again, a comedy of errors a little bit. And, we come away with the puck, and it just winds up being an easy puck possession play for the Snipers, where ISCA should have total control of that puck after a good faceoff win.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think Jack Combs made a great play, initially going to the, as an at forward one, just getting in there, forechecking, causing chaos, and, which at the end let us get to the puck first. So awesome read by Jack.
Now you're going to see a nice rush here by my boy, Jimmy Mcgrath, for ISCA here. Let's watch, again, showing the talent of Jimmy Mcgrath here.
He tries to smack it around the boards, whiffs on it. Jack Combs couldn't take advantage. Now a chance the other way. Mcgrath and shot, and Redmond got a piece of it, and it goes up and out of play.
Just a great rush there, Greg. He beats you and Jack Combs out of the zone here. Goes end to end here. Let's watch it again. Right here. See you later, GT. He goes coming down here. Nathan Sigmund's no slouch either, but I actually think PJ Kavai gets a stick in on this, which helps too. It's a great play by PJ. So PJ's playing the 2-on-1 here. He's in the middle. He's not going down here. And then he steps over with that stick, and you can see his stick got in there on the shot. I think it was more Kavai than Redmond on that save. But a great rush by number 14, Jimmy Mcgrath.
Yeah, it's a great read by PJ Kavaya too. Kind of knowing that he was going to take that shot, and he kind of left his man and helped out his partner, and got a stick on the play. So it was a good read. Terrible play by 14 on yellow though.
And here we got another turnover, and then it leads to a sniper goal here. Let's watch it.
Kyle Wolf for Smolinski. Nick Smolinski behind the Grizzlies net. A last-minute addition here for the Grizzlies. Babalero over to the far wing. Chance from Dreisis. is blocked, and Fox quickly in transition. Slot shot, he scores. Shink.
So watching that whole play again, Greg, Driz comes down. Again, he's trying to get a puck to the net. I'm not saying it's a bad play by him, just, a better play by the defender there. Gets a block. You got to get that puck through. Puck goes out the other way. And again, I'd like to see Nick Smolinski stay on his feet here. Makes it too easy by going down here, and then Fox just roosted. And that seems like the adjustment with the Snipers here. They were going high glove hand a little bit on T. Gray. This is the third in a row. The Combs goal, the Bruce goal, now this goal, all go into that same spot on T.
Yeah. And Foxy in that zone, in that area of the rink, I think I had my hands up before he shot. He's so money there. And I think Fox made that first block as well. So he had a block shot and a goal. So that was a all-around awesome play by Shane Fox.
Fired around the glass. Kramer run that full face shield back for Hawkins.
Let's watch how this play develops here. So again, ISCA has the puck here, Greg. And let's watch Eddie Dada. I believe it's Dada here with the puck.
And Dada into his offensive end.
Just throws it around, Greg, blindly. Snipers come out now on
Kramer
a 3-on-2.
Full face shield back for Hawkins. Look out here. Fakes the shot. Now he takes it. He scores.
Wow.
And that was that play, if you remember, Greg, where Hawkins just did that little flip shot, changed up on him. But again, high glove here. But again, it was just a play where ISCA had the puck, and it's just unnecessary. Again, you're giving Snipers chances they shouldn't be getting. They have the puck here. There's no need for this. You can't think you're getting something out of this, really. Just throwing it around.
Yeah, that was Garrett Bassett.
That's that time, actually. Yeah, you're right. And then come down here and, tough spot here to be in. And a great shot by Hawkins makes it 5-1.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from watching on the live stream, but Hawkins, that was a little change-up shot he did. And, a goalie's not really expecting that from him. Usually they're used to him just ripping one, firing through whatever angle he's on. But he put a little change up on it, and I think he threw Teed off a little bit.
Here, this next play, I'm going to highlight, Josh Dunn from our team, who, those who don't know, Josh Dunn has been playing at State Wars his whole life. He's a Missouri kid. His whole family, there's 55 kids in the family. They all play at State Wars every year. They're all very talented. His younger brother, James, has been our equipment manager for years on the Snipers. Josh was actually, I think, the first or second year of State Wars. I'm looking at my posters in the wall in the office here. Won the MVG award. He's a 98, Greg, if you remember. He was a goalie back in the day. He was an incredible goalie. Became a forward. He's about 7 feet tall. He's a captain at Clarkson University. But, Snipers, we were in a tough spot, Greg. We found out, when the dates changed, Chris Terry from our team had a golf outing. He couldn't come. And then Matt White going over to Russia to play in the KHL or Latvia, wherever he was going to go, found out about 2 weeks before the tournament that he couldn't come. So you lose Chris Terry and Matt White all within a few weeks before the tournament is irreplaceable. But then actually when we're at State Wars, Greg and I are setting up the rinks and doing everything. We find out that Charlie Combs had to report to college in Michigan after a transfer, and now he wasn't able to come. Yeah. And luckily, we were able to pick up Josh Dunn last second as a replacement, who hadn't played a ton of role lately. You don't know how he's going to fit in, but he did a great job. And obviously, he's not the kind of player those other guys are offensively. But here's just a great example of Josh Dunn, what he could bring, Greg, with his body and his strength and his board play.
Josh Dunn gets to Guzman, far side for Fox. Now in front, Dunn, quick spinorama. That one is blocked. Ooh, huge collision behind the net.
He ran into Dunn, and it was like he ran into a brick wall.
My ball just skated straight into the outside of the building.
Dunn's been dominating the shift.
So pretty good work by Dunner there on the boards, Greg.
Yeah, awesome play by him. He's a big boy. First off, it was bad turnover by ISCA. I think it was Teed who tried firing the puck down the rink, and I think Dunner there read that, stepped up perfectly, made some huge plays in the corners, and protected the puck very well. And if he would have buried the goal, it would have been an even better play.
Sneaky pass there that was intercepted. Nice move by Favalero to the near side.
Great
One-touch
save.
shot, Redmond. Beautiful stop with the left pad as Vasilette is denied.
So it was a great pass here, Greg, on a 2-on-1, and Vasilette makes an awesome shot here. And you know, Redmond, who hasn't had to be great in this game, makes a great save here. And this is the kind of frustrating thing to play against Troy Redmond. He's been, you know, basically taking a nap most of the game, and you get a great chance here, and he makes a great save. But watch this pass and shot. You know, Hawkins again, I think got caught here, Greg, a little too high.
Mm-hmm.
Not following through on his man here. Takes a little flyby, doesn't stay here. Pass comes. Such a gorgeous pass there. And Vasilette thinks he's got an easy goal, and Redmond with the save.
Yeah, that's a huge save by Redmond there. And
Favaloro made that pass, by the way. Great pass by Favaloro.
Yep, he did. You know, Troy Redmond, he reads those plays time after time again, and that's why he's a big game goalie, man. One of the, if not the best, one of the best.
100%.
In my opinion, he's the best.
Me too, but we're biased. But of course, we've seen Troy Redmond do it, and I've had the pleasure with Team USA and Slovakia winning a gold medal with him and winning many with the Snipers. And I don't know who you could say is better, but he's definitely you know, an incredible goalie and a big game goal, like you said.
Yeah,
so
huge.
Smolinski. Smolinski tries a drop pass. PJ Cavalla intercepts a 2-on-1. You know he's going to feed Jack Combs. Maybe. No. Takes the shot. Save made. Rebound. They score. Jack Combs.
So there, Greg, another turnover here. I'll let you call this play.
Yeah, so Nick Smolinski, I think he caused the turnover there, or made the turnover. You know, Nick's not really used to playing with these guys, you know, in his defense. So, you know, I'm sure, you know, maybe certain players he's used to playing with, maybe he would have done something different, maybe move for him a little differently. But it's a great play by PJ Cavalla all around. I mean, made that shot, you know, I don't know if he was shooting a score, but he made that great shot off the pads, a good old pad shot. A shot pass off the pads, and Jack Combs, you know, that's his spot, man. You know, put him there all day long, he's going to bury. So great play by PJ Cavalla.
You know, Greg, you bring up a great point about comfortability, you know, and I think people forget sometimes, even at this level, you know, it's got to be so hard when, you know, guys pick up a guy last minute, they haven't played with each other, you know, for Nick Smolinski coming into a team, I don't know if who in this team he's played with before, you know, and I know as a player, and I'm used to playing with the same guys now. I'm old. So I've been playing with some of the same guys for 20 years. When I don't play with them, I honestly feel lost. It's become detrimental now where I can't even play with other people because we're so used to the same way of playing with the same guys. And that's what's tough about this PAMA Pro division. No different than the NHL. If a guy gets traded, he's got to jump on the ice for the team. Yeah, everyone's skilled, but just those little things, those little nuances of how to play the game and what you're expecting from each other is difficult when you got to make split-second decisions. And, you know, the one thing about the Grizzlies that I'll usually give them is they usually have that team that plays together a lot. They're not going to be as skilled as some of the high-end teams, but they play all year. They have guys that know each other. They play hard, and that should help. But when you pick up guys that don't really know each other, it does make it difficult. I think that's a great point. Yeah,
no, totally. And, you know, Nick's a great little player there. And it's tough when you're not playing with guys, you know, because you don't want to make mistakes. You want to make easy plays, but you also want to show them, you know, I belong on this team and have a shot. So it's always tough. You know, it's always tough being put in those shoes.
Like this. They know at 7-1, they're not winning this game. But you like to see that they're still trying to play the possession game and throwing it back. It's time to get a chance to work on your game against one of the best teams in the division.
And honestly, without that couple-minute stretch, this game was close.
Yeah.
The Snipers had, 4 goals in 2 minutes? Puck comes out front. Backhand shot. They score.
Good backhand there on a turnover from Redmond.
So in this play here, Greg, you see, I think it's Driz here, just throws a puck in, which is always smart. Throw it on net, hits the boards, bounces on Reds a little bit. And Zach Mazestic comes in here and takes a nice little backhander and scores a nice goal there. You know, again, you're not going to come back and win this game with 58 seconds left, but just to get a goal, end the game feeling good about yourselves, and get another goal back in that goal differential doesn't help either.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a huge play, and it's a good shot by Driz. You know, why not get a shot on net? And the puck was kind of like a ping pong ball there. And Zach Matesic, you know, followed it up, made an awesome play. And, you know, for a young player like him, that's a huge goal, you know.
Confidence, right?
Confidence booster there, playing up with the big boys, scoring a big goal, you know, for himself. And, you know, against the best goalie in the division, Troy Redmond.
100%. So that's the way the game ended. Again, not a real exciting game. Some, you know, some nice skill level goals there and some great plays on both teams. So it was a 7-2 final. I think Grizzlies got better every game after that, as we talked about earlier with their goal scoring. But, you know, now, Greg, you know, if you're the Grizzlies, right, you come out of that game and you're probably saying to yourselves, okay, we played the defending champs right now, you know, and we had them a little bit. I know talking to Dennis Jelcik back in the office, he actually felt that they could have won that game at some point. You know, we look at the score and you go, Dennis, you crazy? But, you know, when you watch that game again, as I dissect this game, I say to myself, like, you know what? If the Grizzlies cut out a lot of these unforced errors, that's a much closer game than that. And, you know, it's easier said than done. Maybe the other team forces you into unforced errors, which is a play on words. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Greg?
Yeah, you know, it hurts going into the second period down 2-0. That's what really put a dagger into the game for them. You know, it did cause a lot of turnovers, but when it's said and done, I just think the skill on some of the guys on the Snipers, you know, give them that many quality chances, they're going to bury and, you know, game's over. But yeah, they definitely didn't help themselves at all this game. You know, not keeping it simple, forcing errors, just not playing a smart game, and maybe, you know, nerves caught into this game for those guys. You know, you could tell some of the guys are maybe a little nervous, but playing against a team like that right out of the bat, right out of the gate, I'm sorry, it's never easy. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You know, I think for the Grizzlies, you know, like moving forward after this tournament, you know, you went 0-4, you're in every game, but, you know, you're not winning games. Obviously, it's all about W's at the end of the day. And I haven't gone back. I got to go back and watch all of their games. But, you know, watching this one game for sure, I think Greg's checking out the baby monitor right now. But, you know, what I come out of this is I think the Grizzlies have to find their identity, you know, because you got to decide what kind of team are we going to be? Because I don't think they're going to win a running gun skill game with the top echelon teams with the lineup they have right now, at least. So you can't really play that game. So to me, you got to play great defensively. You got to get great goaltending. And if I'm Dennis Jelcik, Andrew, whoever, I'm making sure Jimmy Teed is signed right now for the next 5 years. I mean, he was unbelievable. Even in a 7-2 game, he had a great first half in that game, and he was kind of hung out to dry a little bit on some of the goals. Totally. And he played good alternative, played good with Black Ice at Tours, so we know Teed's not the problem. But you need to have good goaltending. You got to play much better defensively, and you got to cut down on the errors. You know, between the faceoffs and the turnovers, you correct those things. That may erase 3 goals from that game, and it changes the whole momentum of the game. And you got to obviously bury your chances, which goes without saying. But if I'm them, I got to figure out what our identity is, because with that lineup, you really can't play a total skill game. Maybe the top line can, but once you get to line 2 and definitely into line 3, I don't know if you can compete with the Black Ices, the Alkali Rebels, the Mudcats, the Snipers, like some of the upper echelon teams that are 3 lines deep, which is why we always promote, you know, we saw Liberty combine, you know, with the Inferno guys and Envious Rink Rat guys combined with some of the Michigan guys. Like, you start seeing those combos and it makes a lot of sense. Because I look at guys like Driz and Vazlet and Pinheiro and Dada and Remy Parker, you know, you got some skill guys there. You know, Jimmy Mcgrath, we talked about a few times. You got some skill guys. But you got to decide what your team is going to be. And I think one of the mistakes that coaches make, and we talk about this with Team USA, is you can't decide like, hey, I'm going to play this system and then we're just going to figure it out. No, you got to look at who you have, what your personnel is, and then what system's going to work with what you have. Because not everybody can play the same system because not everyone has the same guys, you know.
Yeah, and it may vary from line to line. You know, some lines could play maybe a man-on-man running gun type game, and other lines might have to kind of drop back and, you know, sit back in maybe a box or, you know, just kind of feel out each line. And, you know, I think they actually have four lines or at least 4 offensive lines. So, yeah, like I said, each line might have a different role, you know, but that's stuff that, you know, when they start playing a little more together and get a little more experience in the division, I think that stuff will catch on.
I think they got to work harder too. I'm not sure if I saw like a really hardworking, you know, let's pack our lunch, put our hard hat on and kind of game from those guys. I mean, they played, I thought, tried to play the skill game, you know, and again, that's okay. But there's lines out there that should be skating hard, pressure, get in there, get in on the defender, you know, make them make errors, you know, and cause unforced errors on the other way. I don't know if I saw that work ethic out of the Grizzlies that I want to see from those guys, where the Liberty showed that in their game against Black Ice we covered a couple weeks ago. They're working hard. They're fast. They're getting in there. And you can make up for it. Because let's face it, a team like the Snipers, we have guys on our team that don't really want to work hard. They want to have time. They want to shoot and make it pretty and be fancy and score skill goals. The last thing they want to do is play against a team that's going to make them work both ends of the floor. Yeah. And if I'm coaching against the Snipers, I don't want to give away too many secrets, but that's what I'm doing. I'm making them have to work. And I'm not sure if the Grizzlies did that in this game.
I totally agree with that, Tim. I didn't see, you know, maybe there might have been 1 or 2 players make some real good plays, you know, in the corners, winning battles. But other than that, I didn't really see much emotion besides that Jim Mcgrath, you know, and Tommy Bruce type sequence there. But I didn't see any intensity really, nothing really, you know, from them in that aspect of things.
I mean, if I'm that team, I don't know who their captain is, but I'm giving Jimmy McGrath the C, and I'm saying I want to build a team around your style of play. Like, let's get on these guys. Remember how Robbie Fulton used to be on the Grizzlies, old-time player there? You know, he was a lot more skilled than people thought, but he also had that edge to him, and he would get the team going and whatnot, and he blocked around that style, and I think that's what they need to get back to a little bit. And, you know, I know sometimes it's tough, but you know, you're loyal to your guys and whatnot, but if you want to hang in this division, then maybe you have to get a little stronger in some spots. And you hate to do it, but it is what it is if you want to hang in the PAMA Pro division. But I do believe in the Grizzlies, and I do think looking at these games and how close they are, if they get rid of some of these mistakes, I think they could be a team to reckon with. And I've seen them at their best. And you know, they played 6-4 with the Roadrunners who went to the finals. So, you know, they could play. They just got to bring it all together. And unfortunately, they got to play almost perfect hockey at times against some teams to be in the game, which is tough. Yeah,
no, totally. Yeah, I mean, I think they go back to the drawing board, and you know, it's tough for a team like that. You know, when they're one of the lower echelon programs in the pro division, where there's not many guys to choose from.
Yeah.
You know, when a lot of the better players are on other teams, or you know, fully sponsored teams, or you know, whatever the case may be, and you know, say you know, a high-end guy, you know, gets asked to play on the ISCA Grizzlies, I'm looking at their team and their roster and, you know, how they did in previous events. And if I have a chance to win and, you know, they didn't really put themselves in a good spot, you know, after this event. Because if I'm a higher end guy, I'm like, well, you know, these guys just went 0-4. There's not many there's more cons than pros to signing on the dotted line to play on that team. So.
No, it's definitely hard to build a new team. You know, that's why you really just got to get young. You know, you got to get young. I know they have a lot of really good young players in Jersey and guys that aren't getting the opportunity to play on other pro teams. Like kind of like Vio, you got to give Vio credit. He built that with the Roadrunners, right? Young guys stuck with him. They had a bunch of years, a couple years at State Wars. They didn't make the playoffs. You know, stuck with him. And then this last year they go to the finals. So,
totally.
You know, I always say get younger.
Yeah, younger and maybe booked, like you said, to combine, you know, with maybe another strong program, you know, and take the best players and make kind of an all-star type team. So.
You know, and the players you have to just play better, right? I mean, that's all it comes down to. And I know we'll get into that with the Snipers at later games where your top players have to step it up and play better. And when you don't win usually. So it's just the same old thing. But
Totally.
Great job there. I want to mention real quick, we have our fall invitational, Greg, coming up November 14th and 15th out in our youth divisions, and the pro division are being played out at Marple. And then our senior A, double A, and 35 and 45 and over division playing at Sportsplex. It's November 14th and 15th. It's Saturday, Sunday tournament. We have about 70 teams or so registered right now. We still got some open spots. If teams are interested, contact us right away. We're going to be starting on scheduling next week. But excited to have another great tournament out in Feasterville and in Marple.
Yeah, I mean, for the fall, that's an awesome tournament and a lot of teams. That should be fun. And I'm sure, time slots will be a little better for teams for this event. We'll have a little more rink availability, between the two facilities. So that should be good. And I think people will really, be able to enjoy themselves a little more and have a good time with it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it's always a good event. Maybe a little weird being in two different buildings and everything else, but we'll definitely make the most of it. And I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Hey, this is Laura Vijaranta, world champion from Team USA. Well, actually 5-time world champ if anyone is counting. You are listening to the SWH podcast.
Well, that's a good wrap up here for today, Greg. State Wars Hockey Podcast, Glass Half Full Productions, podcast number 27. It's amazing that it's our 27th podcast. I feel like we just started these not too long ago. Thinking way back 27 podcasts ago. You didn't have any kids. I mean, it was a much different time, right? This pandemic had just started. I think we thought it was going to be over in like a week or two, and here we are 8 months later, still doing this. But it's always a lot of fun, and I love doing these playbacks, Greg. And we've gotten a lot of great feedback from players, coaches, and even guys that we kind of critique a little bit, right? And saying, hey, I like seeing that because most guys don't get to watch themselves. And listen, if this was the NHL, guys be watching tape every game about mistakes they're making and great plays. And it's great to cheerlead and be great and cheer for each other. But it's really nice to critique a little bit and see what the mistakes are to get better.
No, I agree. I love going back and watching all the games. I'll find myself at, midnight one night, going back to old school games of mine on YouTube or whatever, and just kind of critiquing the game and, just watching all different games. So I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, we've been uploading each game, as we go onto our YouTube page. So this game's not up yet, but it will be up pretty shortly. If it's not already. I can't remember if I uploaded it or not. I've had a crazy week.
Yeah, no, we'll give you a little bit of break this week, right? Next week, you got no excuses, but this week, we give it to you as had a kid,
But like I said, it could be up there already. I'm not 100%.
All right, awesome. No, great stuff today. And, we thank everybody for watching and for some of your comments on there. I know we had Scotty Beans, Leaves commented on there a little bit. Chris Pacone, your buddy, congratulating you on there. And your mom even wrote one time saying, oh, you should ask his mother if she ever thought he'd have a kid. So I don't even know what the answer to that one is. I'll have to ask LT that in private. But I know she's excited and she's got to be over the moon to have not only one, but now two. She went forever without a grandkid. Now she's got two in the last year or two, whatever it's been now. I don't know. How old is Nora now, your niece?
She's about one.
One, okay. So in the last year, she's got two now suddenly. So I know Linda's got to be more excited than anybody.
She's loving it. She's on cloud 9. So
awesome.
Exciting stuff.
Great. Well, we thank everybody. And Greg, I want to wish you good luck later on. Yeah.
We forgot our 3 stars of the game.
Oh, that's right. See, I'm trying to rush you off to change a didiaper. Amy just texted me. Can you end this thing already? Greg's got to change the diaper.
I'd like to be able to share my screen.
Okay, hold on. I don't like to share, but hold on. There you go.
All righty. Our 3 stars of the game, brought to you by State Wars Hockey and Car Shield. Number 1 star, Nathan Sigmund, Mission Labeda Snipers. Number 2 star, Jack Combs, Mission Labeda Snipers. And our 3rd star of the game, Jimmy T from Alkali ISCA Grizzlies. Standing tall in net, played phenomenal, and that game could have got out of hand a little bit earlier if he didn't step in. So great job by him.
Yeah, so Sigmund had 3 apples in that game, as he normally is known for his great passing. Jack Combs with a hattie, and Jimmy T with about 55 saves in that first half. So definitely 3 warranted stars of the game, and a game which could have had a lot of stars. But I think those are 3 good picks there, GT.
Yeah, no, all you there, all you, all great players.
All right, well, Greg, we wish you a lot of luck and fun changing diapers later on today. And it's always a fun part. It's something I definitely don't miss doing. And we thank everybody at home for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next week on SWH podcast.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is PJ Cavalla, the voice of State Wars Hockey, and you are watching the SWH podcast brought to you by Glass Half Full Productions. Thank you to all of our amazing sponsors: Mission Bauer, Tour, Alkali, Labeda, Rink Rat, Conix, Warrior, Monkey Sports, Yord Watches, Car Shield, Rocket Puck, Wraparound, and Top Shelf Targets. We look forward to seeing you all on the rink soon.